Hi, so can you tell me a little bit about who you are, why you came tonight, and what you hope to get out of this meeting?
So my name is Shayna.
I'm Yishai.
And we just got married last year. For me, it was my second marriage, and in the first one I did experience get refusal. And so when I met Yishai, I told him about the prenuptial agreement. And I wasn't sure what his reaction was going to be, and he was like, yes, absolutely, let's do it. And that for me was one of the big signs to know that this was a man who was really going to respect me. And so for us, it was really important to share this with our community, and so we chaired the event tonight. And I think it's just so important for our children as well. I definitely want every son and daughter to sign this before they get married, and I want it to be like the normal thing that everyone does it, and it should never mean that they don't have faith in their marriage and they have worries or whatever. I'm sure that like every married couple goes in with the best intentions and the best hopes, and they never think that they'll be part of this awful and growing statistic of divorces. And I think that it's great that we have the opportunity to make this commitment to each other, to love and respect each other throughout our marriage. And I want to be able to tell my kids when they're approaching marriage, like, oh, I signed this and you should too. Everybody's doing it. And it'll just be the normal thing.
So can you explain a little bit about why somebody might do a postnuptial agreement?
Right, so the document was designed to be signed before marriage, and now the idea is that established married couples with healthy relationships are signing this in the community to say there's no stigma. We're not worried about our relationship. We're together and we see ourselves being together forever. We're signing this for the people who need it the most, so that for them, they're probably not going to seek it out the way that we did. It should just be the normal and acceptable thing to do in the community, and there should be no stigma attached to it. It's like writing a will if you have children, even if you're in your 20s or 30s. Hopefully you should never need it, but it's so important. And if you're prepared, that's when the least problems happen. It's when you're not prepared that, it's Murphy's Law.
Okay, thank you.
Program Director at the International Young Israel Movement. I'm very happy to be with all of you here tonight and to welcome you to the post-nuptial signing here at the Tzfat. We are very excited to be here and to be part of this movement advocating to sign the agreement for mutual respect after marriage. The International Young Israel Movement, supported by the Jewish Agency, together with the House of Love and Prayer, welcome you all here tonight.
You're all participating tonight in a historic event. It really is a historic event, and you're doing so in order to advance, in continuation of what Rav Yacov said, in order to advance the halakha in a historic sense. Your participation, and if you sign, your signatures, are helping the halakha to develop in a halachic manner.
And we want to give one message today. The message we want to give is not, I think, only about the fact there is this beautiful agreement, but even more than this, everybody should be aware all the time that what starts with the greatest love, and I really think that most marriages start with the greatest love. Reb Shlomo asked once, why do couples fight more than anybody else? He said, because they love each other so much. And when somebody who loves you hurts you, then it's so much more painful, right? That I have to give pain back. We are strengthening love when we give it borders, when we give it the limits, when we set things and have them very obvious from before the first day we get married.
Legal and halachic state that we're in lends itself that even good people can become get refusers. And by doing so, they ruin matters not only for those that they love, or that they once loved, but also for their children and for themselves. It's actually an act of self-destruction. What the Heskem Lekavod Hadadi, the agreement of mutual respect, does is that it sets a boundary. In both the stories that I just told you, the get was arranged within 3 weeks. Instead of years of suffering, within 3 weeks, both of them could continue with their lives without the trauma of a get.
Hi, can you tell me what's your name, where you're from, and what brought you here tonight?
Mayor Sender.
Ann Sender.
We're from Tzfat, live in Neve Oranim, and Shana brought us here tonight because we're actually, in principle, very committed to this project as well. The importance of prenuptial documents
And postnuptial documents as well.
Right, but the point is that we're here to support the movement and support the people who have spoken out about it because they have had enough trouble and we shouldn't have anyone else having any kind of trouble. So to show the support.
Okay, great. And have you heard anything about it previously to Shana?
Well, I mean, I was a rabbi in Sharon, Massachusetts for 32 years, and so I'm very familiar with the importance of prenuptial and postnuptial documents. I required them whenever I would officiate to be a Masada Kiddushin, and as someone who worked on the Beit Din in Boston, I'm also familiar with the problems and the reason why these are so important.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for coming.
Sure.